me turn my phone Wi-Fi off so it doesn't lag or anything.
Okay, so I can start now?
I believe so. Oh, dude, they've got Bob icons. Matching.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Wow.
Oasis.
Oh shit, shit.
Already got the synergy going.
Preemptive synergy right there, Mr. Funny Cars. With the,
Yeah.
with the all six of them matching icons.
It's gonna come in clutch in the later rounds.
Definitely. So, first map is going to be University. You can see a lot of comps here. I'd say one of the best team comps for this map is probably Death Ball, or fast or aggressive type comps. So, you might see some Rhines with some Lucios speeding in. Guess we'll just have to
Ball
wait.
has like a lot of room to work with on this kind of map, just because you can like proper clear over top of point. There's a lot of flanks for everyone.
There's a lot of walls. You can also use that jump deck on, where you can just like get up in the air and use your power drone. We are going to see a ball and a Rhine for VDA Academy.
I love it, two main things.
But just double shield for Dark Mount Rebellion. I do think Dark Mount Rebellion are kind of known for their double shield. It's pretty much metal they're running aside from the DPS. Usually it'll be a main Reaper instead, but maybe they're just not comfortable in those heroes.
Round one. Capture the objective.
We do have a Doomfist on the other team though, so that could prove troublesome for the double shield comp.
Definitely. Both teams going to be going opposite ways. Bull making a right flank, hopefully going to get that power drop early and get a lot of cleave up. He does end up power dropping into the Hanzo, taking down with the help of the Wally Ember's orb. Should have given him a chance to push in, but this just gets deleted by the Discord. Same getting a second one.
Okay, fine. Staying fairly even, but I think Dark Mount Valley have the better stakes here. Although, as soon as I say that, it's coming the way of Valkyrie.
Sane picked up a 3k there, and a lot of that, in my opinion, was down to the backline pressure done by, I'm gonna butcher your name a lot, sorry, Skyu. A lot of that was because of the backline pressure of Skyu, constantly like knocking people up with a power drive and stuff like that. He does end up going down because of the stun in the Discord though.
Bit too much pressure there. Good heat on the fire strike. Doom just sort of punching in as Doom's doing. The Junkrat spam is like so strong here. I've said this before. Sane really is like a crazy thing on this team just from the spam potential now. He is going to get picked off there. Both DPS down for Valkyrie here, and it looks like Dark Mount are just going to walk right through this one. That's going to be an easy cap for them.
And they're gonna back off here. Gonna try and regroup for the next fight. But yeah, the Doomfist is definitely gonna do a lot of work here. With the not Doomfist, the Junkrat is gonna do a lot of work here against the two shields. The Dark Mount have. Constantly applying pressure to them and displacing them with the mines too. That's the main tank down for Dark Mount. We're gonna be allowed to allow VD to push in pretty aggressively. Blackline does suck both Bull and Doomfist though, but it doesn't matter too much. However, Swag and King JRX take out for themselves. Riptide comes through and gets the volley. Kind of an equal fight right now. Counter Riptide also coming around, looking for any kills. There's only really Junkrat on point. He's probably gonna end up trying to Riptide. He does. Oh, there's a wall there. Ursa gets back to Recontention. She's kind of alone and she just gets deleted by Junkrat's primary fire.
This really, to me, does seem like just a war of Junkrats so far.
It's pretty much whatever Junkrat deletes the main tank faster. It tends to be whichever main tank dies first does end up losing the fight. Especially with the Discord on one of the sides, is going to make it really hard to captain Cello. Another pick from Sane though, getting a lot of opening and in-fight picks. He's countered by King JRX. Shadow hits 3 people, 4th one, the Contra follows up getting 2. I'm gonna go really aggro here, trying to clean up the kill. Honestly, huge combo from Skew and Blitzler.
Yeah, the Shatter Slam, so much damage.
They've not got many else to work with anymore though. However, it is the last fight territories, and they are quite far ahead in percentage on the point, so they might be able to force out a lot of ults here from Dark Mount and
yeah, I was gonna say that definitely
retake a later fight. Swag does get a pick onto Sane and he's going high ground with a high noon. Does use it, gets one. Flux is also used, doesn't get anything unfortunately, but they are going to win this fight, mostly due to the pure ult pressure at the start. And forces the VD back into their spawn for the next fight. They only use 2 ults for that fight as well, so...
Yeah, I was just saying, not much value out of the flux like you said, but the pressure from it was enough to just like create the space needed to take the point.
You're seeing a lot of the time, Steel's almost immediately getting discorded, forcing them back really quickly. Bongo is used to try and force out some extra damage, and they're just going to rotate around the side, but Lobby is end up going to get picked, and that takes a lot of their healing away from their team. Looks like they still might want to fight this though. Vicious gets a counter pick onto the enemy healer, and Trainer's flanking on the signal. He might be out of position here, might be able to die. Riptide comes through, might be able to get to, it does get to. And that might be the fight over. The people left on video might gonna have to rotate, and Hanzo is probably gonna stagger a little bit.
He's just getting more kills. And unless
kind of entering last fight territory here. Satan getting a pick onto Swag is pretty big here, but the entirety of VD isn't here. Riptide is going to be used. They are kind of ulted up. Hotfire is also used. Looking for a pick or two. It gets both supports, that's honestly huge. It allows VD to push in here. They're going to focus the Orisa down pretty quickly here. And that's probably the fight and point flips, just like that. Swag is going to come back, but there's not much you can do against 5 people. He gets pinned and crushed into the wall. Trainer's just in the backline trying to do what he can. He does use E, but it looks like he's going to go down pretty quickly. And that's... Oh, Moira does manage to recontest just in time, and Transcendence is also there, but he gets trapped off point just barely! Shadow does come through, but it doesn't hit a ball unfortunately. I'm just going to clean up on point here for VD. Apologize comes down, but Mindful is there to kind of stop any recontest from coming.
Yeah, they are getting some picks, but it just doesn't seem to be enough to actually flip the point in their favour, and Valkyries are going to win that first one.
I like the double main tank strategy VD are employing. It's weird, to say the least. It's kind of hard to deal with Bulbous constantly applying pressure to your backline if you don't have any hard CCs, which they do have hard CCs on the side of Dark Mount, but the adaptive shield is going to make it really hard to kill that bull, especially if he's in the middle of the team, and double shield is really like kind of squished together all the time, so he's going to get 2 to 300 shields on average every time from the adaptive shield. Just be able to roll out if he doesn't get hard CC. Gonna stick with the same team comp, but they have got a main instead, so it's gonna be a little harder for Skew to get in and out.
Yeah, they have the Hog too, so the hooks are maybe going to be vital in turning this fight around.
Oh, there's a wall there.
See, the ball's already on their side.
He might be able to get a big boop here. He's coming back behind them. He does knock a couple of people, but no one pulls up, unfortunately. I don't know, my controls are spectated. They're going to take the high ground here, and the Hog does get knocked down, and a big Hog is knocking 5 people. He does get frozen and discorded. He might be able to get out, unfortunately he does go down. It definitely applied enough pressure. Fortunately, Bliss goes for a pin, and it doesn't really get much value, and he just ends up dying because of it. Satan does get one, charging up that, a little bit. He gets a second one. They kind of don't know this in the backline, but he's going to go down. So 2 picks is going to definitely add up to that Riptire, and he's on 69 right now. After one fight which he lost. So that's not bad.
No, can't complain.
They're going to switch over to the Doom instead of, I forget what they had prior. My bad. Gonna watch a bit of Skew's gameplay. Gonna come up on the behind of Swag, so it's gonna roll away. Gonna come in another, he knows he doesn't have a hook. Power drive getting free again. He gets bolted up into the sky and throws it, and he's just gonna go down. They really dismanting Skew's ball here. Vicious does get a pick onto the Moira, wall stopping the pin, which may have been actually beneficial for him. Hold gets 4 people. No follow-up. Riptide does come through and get Trainer. And Vicious getting a second pick-up fight onto the other support. This is very winnable for VD. They're going to be pushing the frontline tanks. Orisa does go down. May manage to wall herself out and get the safety. Maybe Skew can get a pick on the street, but it doesn't look likely. Oh, he does actually go down. That's quite a late death. So that's going to be not the greatest for Dark Mount. Gotta wait for that respawn. That's 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was just saying. every percent matters.
They did didn't really use any ults defensively though. They have 6 ults coming in for the retake here, and
yeah, it's pretty scary.
There's not much defensive capabilities on VD's side. Vicious is gonna go down, goes in and gets stunned, and probably hold with it. I'm gonna Blizzard here, get the team in. Unfortunately doesn't quite hit the mark, so Blizzard's really gonna just force them back. They do get a pick out of it though. Shadow comes through hitting 4 people, I don't think he can pull off though. Like, a lot of horse coming out here.
And that's
unfortunate. Blizz got frozen by the maze so the noon could not be blocked. And they're gonna retake this, but they used almost all of their ults, other than the tank ults, just to cap that.
Yeah. And they are more or less even on percentages now.
It's unfortunate. Blizz got a 4-man shadow there, but he just couldn't follow up because the maze was constantly freezing him.
Yeah, as they say.
I'm gonna be taking
really in a great position to get a slam either. So.
Gonna be taking a similar approach to going again. They're going main. The big issue for VD here, in my opinion, is going to be the McCree on the high ground, just pumping up damage. Bull goes in again and gets immediately deleted. They're really shutting Q down.
The wall is there.
Definitely adapted to it. It's just getting another pick in the backline, but he does end up trading his life for it. And that's going to force them to go back. With only one fight left here, really. They'll regroup and try and take the last fight the best they can. They did at least get 1 ult though, which is good. Hope gets blocked, so no one's going to get picked here by the Roadhog.
Yeah, Vicious maybe come back on the far end as well.
Bull is able to get on point. Might be able to get a pick on the Zen here. If he doesn't, he has to go back. They do get 2 opening picks for this fight. They're going to charge in. Swag does get skewed. And the Blizzard gets both the pulse frozen. They're both taken down. Riptide comes only getting 1. Is free each on the point. Sombra does get Sombra does take the far and Far is gonna die. It's just Sane and he unfortunately dies. The second map is gonna go to Dark now.
So I think Darkman switched up their comp in a very smart way. Sort of like play around these sort of dim ball approach that Valkyries are having.
Sue was being quite a large factor in a lot of the fights, and really applying a lot of pressure, but it's hard for him to go in against the team comp they have now. There's essentially an entire team of counters. Zen's just going to make it a lot easier to kill you. Mei is just, you know... Mei. Then there's the Sombra, which was originally McCree, but they're still both counters, and then you have the Halt Hook combo, which is just going to almost delete you every time you go in. But there's no one else to really force up those corners. He's going to switch onto the Hog now though.
Yeah, smart choice.
They've also got a Reaper instead of the Doom, so going to be switching up that comp a little bit. They're still going to be playing, well, I don't know what they mean by probably playing around. The Hook does come through and gets the Orisa, but luckily they don't follow up. Just 45 go back to the team. Someone's up dying as well. Going to force them back a little bit and give Darkmount the early advantage here on the point.
Yeah, Darkman used not as commonly used rollout there, where they went around flank rather than go main. It's a good idea to get the early point pressure.
Vicious is going to try and get a pick on someone here. He's got the Mercy Cloak keeping him alive for a lot of damage. He's going to manage to out with Wraith despite being hacked. Going to keep him to the high ground here, looking to do some work on the backline of Darkmount. He's going to go on hook, get hooked and discorded and immediately die. Good reaction there from Darkmount.
Yeah, fast death, not very good. You don't want to push in his 5 into a team that's sort of like hunkered down, not with a Mei and a Sombra. Not really.
They do have a couple of squalls coming up on the side of VD here, though. That might allow them to go a bit more aggressive and spot their rain a bit better, so he can get in closer and do the frontline work that he needs to do. Reaper's going to be TPing high ground again. Hopefully this time it goes a little bit better. The Wraith is used, so it's a little risky to go in. He gets hacked and frozen immediately. They're really pinning down this Reaper. 2 picks on each side though, Sane picking up 2, a support and a Mei. Bliss getting the Orisa, and the Res brings the Reaper back alive, yeah. They're just gonna kind of roll over the rest of the team and flip this point into their favour. 60% though, it's gonna be more like 62 once it's capped.
And they did have to use both support ults to get that as well, so they're not going to be in a great position here against the, you know, EMP and Bongo coming up from Dark.
That's quite a recurring theme. A lot of the time when Darkmount lose a point, they have a lot of ults to retake it with. Usually around 4, which is a lot of ults. EMP does come in getting 4 people. They're gonna use whole hog Riptide defensively gets 2, and Sue gets 1 with a whole hog. They use every single other than trans for that push as well.
Yeah, and it just didn't really work out for them. It's quite unfortunate.
It didn't hit some of the bigger targets it needed there. Hitting the source is good as well as the Rhine, but with Sane having his Riptire and Skew having Whole Hog to just disrupt you from pushing in, it kind of just
This is my will.
doesn't allow you to do what you need to do there. They do have a Shadow Blossom combo here potentially though, if the Shadow is big, which most of Blizz's Shadows have been pretty big so far. I think both of them have been 3 or 4 man. So hopefully they'll be looking to combo.
Try and counter that, so maybe they'll be able to do something.
All depends if it really hits the Zenyatta in that situation. They're playing this slow, hopefully looking for a whole hook combo. The whole hook combo does come through and it hits Ryan. Blizzard is thrown onto point. Shadow hits 2 people in the back. It's only Skew frozen. Captain doesn't go no. Vicious in the backline getting 2-3. And trans wasn't used, I do not think. So they're gonna have trans for the last fight. Against more or less really 2 ults, maybe 3 if you can build it quick. Offensively they have Bongo Coalescence. Can be quite deadly, especially with the squishiness on some of the characters for VD. They're going to trans to get in, so they're not going to have to use that defensively. Does get pinned. Skew does get a hook onto Hunter, but the trans is there to keep him up. Coalescence coming on for VD, keeping everyone up. Also an offensive Coalescence, taking down Lolly and Blitz. Sure does try and go for a res, but she does pay for her life with it. Looks pretty heavily in favour of Darkmount. Oh, there's still a few more fights to go, and they use quite a few resources on that.
Clean team kill. But yeah, like you said, use the good 2 ults on that, and they are going to have dragons
being one of the best defensive ults in the game as well.
Yeah, I was
losing
say,
Transcendence there. It's quite worrying.
To use a trans to engage, not at all.
They do have a Hulk Dragon though, that's a deadly combo. Always going to come through and pull a lot together. And there's no shield for VD. They're going to res, but they don't have the time to wait for the res. Dragon comes through, hopefully getting a pick or 2. It doesn't get anything, but it is going to do a decent amount of damage to VD. Going to slow down that push a little bit. Riptide does come through, looking for a hook or pick or 2. Gets Trainer, a counter Riptide getting 3, and that's going to settle the map. Map 1 going to Darkmount.
I guess the question here is, which Junkrat play of the game was it?
Could be the Shadow Bull too, that was pretty big.
Play of the game.
No, it was a Junkrat.
Same, it's like I say, man. I think Same really is the...
Oh, it hit 5 people, I thought it only hit 4. That's not bad. That was honestly a huge Riptire. But I got 3, but the rest was in 4 or 5, so...
Really couldn't fight around.
I think the Zenyatta for Darkmount is doing a lot to the front line of VDA. It's making it a lot harder for Blitz to really, be as aggressive as he'd like to. Especially with the extra shield spam. That's kind of just like constant pressure from a Zenyatta. And then whenever you put your shield on as a Discord, they didn't have a Zara on their team to cleanse that Discord. And obviously it's quite an open map, so there's no like walls to just wait behind while you regen. And even if you do try and do that, you've got the Arista hold that just pulls you out. So the Zen Discord is quite a big factor there.
Yeah, especially when you're playing against someone like a Ball, it's just like gonna make it so much harder for him to get any value out of his boops and slams, because it's just so much more dangerous when you're taking like a good extra amount of damage.
Speaking of which, Darkmount's I guess adaptation to the Bull, how they countered it, was quite solid, to be honest. They did it not as fast as they could have, but like once they pinned him down, there's not much you could do, really.
No, I was just saying when they pulled out the Mei and the Roadhog, that was already a step in the right direction. But when they pulled out the Sombra after that, it was just there's no way you can run ball against that. It's just not a good idea.
You have to be a literal god to play ball against that, in my opinion.
You have to somehow avoid the Mei and also book the Sombra every time she's trying to hack you. It's just it's not really an optimal strategy.
In the team that I was running, Bull is more than likely the initiator there. Get off the early damage and disrupt. So there's no one else to really take the cooldowns for you. Especially in bunker, your Rein's not gonna be running into that to, you know, block cook. Well, you can't really bait out Mei freeze, it's a primary fire. But,
yeah.
You know, that's not gonna go into Rein. They're gonna be waiting for the Bull to come in and put that all into him. Maybe if there was a monkey on the team, or a diva, which aren't they're not like common heroes in this meta because they're just outmatched mostly.
As I say, something else to just like sort of relieve the pressure from everyone turning around and facing you in the backline.
Second map is Temple of Anubis. Probably going to see more double shield.
More Junkrat, yeah.
Yeah, this is a Junkrat map.
Yeah, Junkrat, double shield, some Sigma, some Orisa maybe.
Were there any swaps? Lolly came in, and I think Tinoco too. I might be wrong.
I think Lolly was already in. I think Tinoco came in.
Okay, yeah, Lolly was in. My bad. Dub.
Mare maybe? I'm not sure. Can't actually remember. That's quite bad.
Oof.
Guys were professional casters, I swear.
Very professional. Very professional.
Yeah.
I know Lolly does like the Bastion. So maybe we might see some Bastion. He's pretty strong on first point defense for Anubis.
Yeah. Especially if you're playing it alongside something like a Symmetra that gives you the easy movement. Can be really useful.
Personally, I think he combos a bit better with another spam hero, something that is annoying to deal with. You see, at least in my personal experience, you see a lot of Far Mercy along with a Bastion. Because there's two very high damaging, like, compositions essentially. Because Far Mercy is like its own thing, and then you have the main composition. That's two very hard damaging, like, things to deal with. And with, like, the lack of options for triple DPS, since roll Q, it's not like you can just run some, like, Bull, Sombra, and then a Widow and your own Far Mercy or something along those lines. You can't do that anymore, so it's a lot of pressure you have to deal with, and a lot of damage too. So you kind of force play in a very fast way, or hope you have a insane Widowmaker to be constantly dealing with that Far Mercy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's also tough for Bastions, especially in double shield metas, because you just get set up with the Orisa, the Sigma shield, you get the Baptista Mortality, and
it's there's a lot to keep you alive as Bastion.
And the Baptiste nerfs came in, but like he still builds up his ult pretty fast, and that's a double damage wall. You put that in front of a Bastion, and anything in front of him is just going to be ripped to shreds.
Especially if the Holt is there to like group people together. It's just...
Yeah.
I must say, I'm very sorry about my bird. He's noisy. But...
I like him though, he's cool.
He's a cool one. Let me check match chat, or match chat, I think it's match chat, or whatever. I turned my phone off, that's why I'm not, it's not updating. Connecting? They did swap someone out, but I just don't know who it is. Lolly is going to be on DPS though. Sewer came in instead of... I'm going to butcher his name again. I'm just going to say Sky, it's easier.
Skew? Skew's not hard. Think of it like S-K-E-W. Skew.
I know, but things with too many... It's not
vowels,
it is vowels, yeah. Things with too many vowels is just annoying to say.
You call them out, why don't you?
Dude, I'm sorry, bro. I've got like 4 IQ collective. I can't help it.
Alright. So we know what we're expecting. We're expecting the double shield, the Junkrat, maybe a Bastion. What do you want?
I want dive. But that died 2 years ago, so...
Yeah, 10 seasons ago.
Not seeing that, sadly. Oh, there's a form of double shield for VD. I kind of would like to see Reign Sigma get like a upsurgence, but I'm not sure if it will, because I don't think it's necessarily bad and allows you to be a lot more aggressive on certain maps than other maps. But Ursa's just so like strong with Halt and Fortify that odds are it won't cycle out. They do have a sim though, so they're probably going to be trying to rush towards the point.
Yeah, some sort of TP strategy. Don't know how well that's going to work against the Junkrat hands of Compton.
They do have the 2 shields and Sigma's E to just mitigate the damage where they set up, so hopefully that will work.
Alright, well, they're rolling that now. Let's see where they go.
Yes, yes. Looks like they're just going to speed straight through underneath. Halt is to slow them down a little bit and put a lot of damage in. They have got onto a point, and Swag is just on point. I don't think anyone knows them. He managed to get a pick because of it. Jairus taking the second DPS, so there's going to be out any DPS for the side of BD. Meanwhile, Alex is just spamming down from high ground. Can't really get contested, there's nothing to go up there anymore. No Junkrat to conk mine. They're just going to be forced into a corner. They can manage to get 2 picks though, so it is 2-2, and the Junkrat for BD has respawned. Blitz hitting the Moira. I think it was halted and redirected into her. Coalescence coming up, that was built really fast, and it's going to probably settle this fight down.
Wow, they were
I have
down
to admit, that was...
the fight
yeah. They kind of just all sat into that corner, took advantage of the group healing they get from both Moira and Lucio, managed to build up really fast, and the respawn from the Nietzsche came back from behind. That's a big pick. Unfortunately, the second respawn is going to allow them to come back right away, but there's still time there to set up. I don't be speedy boosting in again. Probably pushing the Swag does get a pick onto Lucio, and then the other spot. That's probably going to be the fight over. Swag getting 4 people! Holy moly. It looked like he was a bit out of position there, but he just managed to like get one, and then another, and then another, and then another. So sometimes positioning isn't key, aim is better. You know?
Yeah.
I do have quite a lot of ults coming up on each side. B
No
is
swap
gonna...
so far.
No swap so far. B is gonna have to be pretty big here. It has a lot to mitigate. There's flux that it might need to be used on. Perhaps even field if it poses a big enough a threat.
I'm looking the same here though, seeing what that
TP is going to come in heavy from the top right, but JR's getting a Riptide from behind, they didn't notice him. This gets Moira. He's going to come in and Immortality is there, stopping him from really tiring. He does get 2 out of it. It's kind of equal fight. Lolly taking down Alex. King JR coming from behind and getting a pick. Sane getting one. Taniko also getting one. He's kind of alone on point. He might be able to play the way to take. At least he forced out the Moira ult.
comes out. What? Well,
unfortunately they don't get a tick, but at least they forced out a support ult, which probably wasn't needed considering all the respawns for Dark Mount were more or less coming back. But they do have other ults that are available. Quite a lot of ults are available actually. They only really used 1 ult in that fight.
Range shield getting a lot of pressure put on it.
Going to be taking a approach from under the point here. There's a lot of damage coming through though. It's hard to really go through those small areas. Pin gets blocked by Fortify. Fortunately, Blitz does go down. Matrix does come out. Probably not needed. Symbol also going down. Wait, this could actually be winnable. Extra kills 3 people. DPS Moira is the way. It's just King Direct on point against 2 supports. He might be able to get them. I'm walking into a pillar. Well,
Very
the passive
weak
does end
Valkyrie.
up taking down the
Yeah,
cage
heck out of this, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
The respawn's coming back in
Respawn
just
coming
in
in.
time. Junk got holding his own just for long enough to stay alive against those sports, so his team can come back. And his passive did end up killing Acacia, so everyone without a main healer.
Swapping for the ball to contest as well, but looks like he's going to switch back to the Orisa here. Same as Spy, going to go back for the Hanzo.
Does end up losing any Orisa ult charge he may have had, which I don't think was used that fight, so it's essentially an entire ultimate gone. But Orisa ult can go fairly quickly if it's landing those shots, and when you're standing in the way that Bunker does, you're definitely going to be able to put it out fairly quickly. KJ Rex hitting another opening pick. Fox does come through. We'll have to try and stop it, but it's a little bit late. We're gonna have to back out again. Oh, Big Shot hitting two people. Might be able to get Tiger, not Tiger Strain there. With 3 picks, they're gonna push in pretty aggro here. It's just Bone kind of left alone on the side. Tiger getting 2, cleaning up, it's just more like they might be able to get a ticket. Junk are gonna be trying to, like when he does have Riptide, he's gonna try and go behind and maybe surprise him. Lamp is there though, and it's gonna be up for another 5 seconds, that gives him plenty of time to deal with the Riptide. Does go down and ends up getting 2 people. Along with the... Wait, Acacia died to the passive again!
Oh no! They almost got it. If the Junkrat had managed to boot the Orisa away before she fortified, they would have 100% capped that there. 98%. It's so cool.
Really unfortunate. Acacia died to Junkrat's passive for the 2nd time.
Unfortunate. Although, from what I've heard, a common occurrence in the academy.
Oh, that's toxic.
Hey, I'm just repeating what I've heard.
They're gonna be trying to push on the left side again, but I don't think it's really working that well. Yeah, the other 6 are working pretty well. And with like Hondo and Junk, there's a lot of spam damage just coming in through the narrow corridors. So.
And Valkyries actually want to get out of this fight early rather than take it like they've been doing so far, because with only 35 seconds left in time, they really want to regroup and take this last fight together as a team. Especially since the Sigma's going to have his flux for this, and they're coming up on a few other ults as well.
I think this is honestly a battle of the ults. Whichever team gets the bigger ults is probably going to win this fight. There's definitely a lot more ults on VD, but they do lose a player early again. Flux is going to come out. He has 2 or 3. Unfortunately no one dies to it, but it's going to do enough damage to really...
That was like a 5-man. They are getting the picks though.
Hopefully they can win this. Shadow does come down, just finish everyone's back. They're ready to go come down to like who got the bigger ults there. And not many ults came out for Dark now. They still finished that fight with Flux and Bongo. So.
No, they did manage to make it an overtime cap though, which is going to be really useful to them if it ends up going to more rounds.
Overtime can be beneficial. Especially if you get like over a minute. Over a minute's the dream, because it gives the enemy team only 1 tick to defend. And if you get a time back of like 4 minutes, it's near impossible to defend for that long. You just build up 6 ults, chuck them all on.
Just build 6 ults.
And essentially you win. Especially on 2 people when the respawn's so long for defenders, it's pretty hard to
Yeah, I was gonna say, Anubis especially is a really bad map for getting to first point from the spawn.
Ready for battle.
Oh, they're gonna be pulling out the Bastion strat.
Good old Bastion time, dude.
You did predict this.
I did, and they've got the Baptiste to go with it too.
The Baptiste, the Mercy, the Junk, Bastion, and Double Shield.
I think it's less likely to see Farah's here, mostly because Farah's a weird hero. Like, she's not theoretically the most difficult, but like landing the directs is quite an important part of her kit. And if you can land those directs, you're going to be doing a lot of damage constantly, around like 180 per direct. So
I feel like most
with the
players,
damage
myself
boost
included, are more comfortable on less pressure heroes. As Pharah, you sort of feel like when you're not landing the directs, you're not doing enough. I just realized actually, Junkrat's going to be really far forward here, separate from his team.
he has a double mine to get back pretty safely. He does take a shot though from Swag, but only a body shot, so he's just going to be able to stay safe. It looks like they're going to be trying to rotate to contest this high ground position. VDA running. King J on the point below. He's probably going to touch. Yes, he's spotted by Sewer and forced to use Wraith. You see them pushing into the high ground Mega room here. But there's so much spam just immediately to greet them. Bliss does go down though, so that's pretty big. It's going to open up the fight a little bit. Logins are going down too. They are forced to go back to point here. Rock does come through, unfortunately I think it gets blocked by the shield. Trainer is taking out Nico and Arista's gonna end up going down again. The initial pick on the Arista there from Swag was pretty huge. He got an off angle on the opposite high ground and just managed to get the main tank, allowing the rest of the team to get through, which was otherwise going to be really hard to choke to push through with the Junkrat and Bastion and Sigma constantly spamming into it. That's going to be a really fast... If you take away the setup, it's going to be a really fast first point cap, given 5 minutes and a half for the second point.
Yeah, as I say, it's really tough for a team when you have the Hanzo spamming you from range and the Reaper up in your face doing so much damage. It's like tough to try and get a grasp on.
Especially with limited range options, definitely. Versus going to go down first again, which is really bad. Do end up trading with the Riptor and she is rezzed up again, so quite an advantage coming here for VD, especially the earlier respawn. Sane goes on the ground, but he does get a couple picks before dying, and looks like VD are going to be pretty controlling in this fight. Ripper does manage to get out without dying. He's going to try and keep you away. He's spotted, but the rock unfortunately barely misses and hits the wall instead. I don't think... Oh no, they use Riptide defensively, so... At least they got one out, but Sing's kind of been building that ult fairly quickly, so... You know, you never know when he's going to get it.
About 5 ults here as well. Hold it down something narrowly, but not
Sane's holding these off angles quite well. He's never really with his team, but there's nothing VD can do against it. King J teleports in and gets immediately shut down. Lori's gonna take out the other DPS, so there's no DPS for Darkmount here. Gonna probably allow VD to push here pretty aggressively, but Darkmount is just gonna push back.
Going for it though. I think they want a more passive play since they have the Bastion.
It might not be worth giving up your bunker setup to chase a few kills.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might be able to get a few kills later on in the fight. They have got a lot of ults on both sides here. Sewer's ult is probably not going to get as much value as Trainer's, solely because the Zenyatta on Darkmount's side, the trans is essentially up and it's going to keep everyone popped off. Swag going down again though, unfortunately. Flux is there, he gets 4 people, Arista Spot if doesn't... Oh, with 3 people, I cannot count. You're going to be able to stay alive for it though. Just get rocked and you might be able to go down here. The shield is broken, so... Probably the shield just got retracted. I am done.
Darkmouth's gonna have to back off here.
Initially the...
honestly, like, hopefully no one sees him try and get out. Yeah, he's gonna get away, alright.
Initially, at least on first point, the off-angle Swag was taking were quite beneficial, because VD weren't really picking up on them, but they've been definitely like noticing the off-angles he's taking and dispatching with him quite appropriately. So now he's forced to play with the team a bit more here. He does get halted and just lunges away. Bongo does come out behind the wall, so it's not really easily destroyable. Surely going to force him back. King J going, high ground. Hitcher is going to be able to get away on the third time. Dragon coming through. He might be a little too late for versus King J getting really deep with the death blast.
It's the immortality and the bongo and 3 picks, and that's just gonna win those guys the fight.
Hopefully they can get back to contest. at least for a minute, but I don't think they're going to get a chance.
Dives too quickly. And this is the exact situation you were talking about. When you make the other team finish an OT, and then you're finishing with so much time, you know? In like 2 minutes, you know? It doesn't seem like ages, but when the other team has no time at all, it's like really great.
Especially with how quickly they dealt with the first point on the initial attack. There was only one fight for both teams actually on the initial attack, I believe. But the way they dealt with the second point was just a bit better on the side of Dark now. Might see a similar comp on defense again, but we're going to see a Ryan instead of a Sigma, and so we're going on to the Orisa now instead of Blitz. More or less the same comp on both sides though, other than the tank swap for VD. There is I say more or less the same thing. Bone and Skin is on Diva now instead of Orisa.
Yeah, interesting.
I lied. He got jebaited. I think it's more likely we see a bit further forward hold, more near the bridge maybe, for Bastion Comp this time. Looks like they might be actually planning to set up on the point, so without the speed boost for Dark Mount, there's a lot of spam that's going to backwards shove, spam that's going to go directly into them with the Junkrat.
Yeah,
they're going to be pushing
and they are going to be holding on the point here, because as we said, Dark Mount are only going to need one pick to win the game.
Oh, that's a big opening pick.
That's the worst pick you could ever do.
You cannot rest that. Satan does get a trade though, but like I'd rather lose a Junkrat than a Mercy. They are forced to come back into the corner a little bit, and there's a lot of angles they're kind of being pressured from. Holt does pull them all together, hopefully allowing the Junkrat to get a lot of damage. And they're kind of a little bit flustered here. Satan pushing the Hanzo, trying to force him back a little bit, which he does do. I'm gonna retreat back to his team. Unfortunately, he goes down though. Pin coming forward to train it. Might be able to deal with him. Both teams lose too, but it all really depends who can control the fight. Hekeisha resing Lolly. Unfortunately, he was lost because of it though. And Swag getting, I believe, a second kill of the fight. The Zen is just behind Orisa.
He's just standing there. He's chilling.
Second map by the looks of it. Oh, Sane does get back in time. He gets one pick. Can he get the other two? Maybe to clutch us out. There's the rest of the team coming back. That's unfortunate. Oh, they got off point. Oh. So second map going to Dark Mount. Dark Mount Rebellion. Yeah, but I saw DR and I was like, wait, it's not DR. It's not the Dark Mount. Well, here it is. The Big Blossom. I believe you said it got two deployables, right? The Lamp and the Bongo, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm a big player from.
Is there like real ways to deal with that? If you're VD, you have like the eat from Sigma on the rock, but with the damage boost, that's a lot of damage coming out in a quick burst.
Yeah, I was gonna say the rock is like a very slow-moving stun. It's the one, you know, one of the unfortunate things about it. So it's not very good for those sort of quick reactionary stuns that you need.
It has
like,
a channel too, so like it's not something you can just throw out like a McCree flashbang or a sleep or something like that. You gotta like try and have the, I can't think of the word. You have to know it's coming essentially.
Yeah, predict it.
I guess that's one of the words, yeah. We look at the Discord. Next map's King's Row.
Oh, an exciting map indeed.
Probably Reinhardt's favourite map. But sadly, because of this meta, Reinhardt is not the best. Because 2 shields are better than 1 shield.
It's okay, bro.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next patch, bro.
How long has this been meta now? Quite a while, right? She was meta before Roku essentially, because triple DPS she was like the only good tank for her. I guess Bull was alright. That was like like 6+ months ago, right?
Yeah, it was this a very long
Jesus.
time.
I know Dice Met was like a year and a half long, which is quite a long time, right? But Dive Met was kind of different in a way. I guess so for support players it wasn't fun, but like a lot of the heroes were quite higher skilled. A lot of the ones that were played were ones you had to practice a lot with, and it wasn't a comp that you could just pick and win really with. Unlike some of the later maps we've had like goats and stuff.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate thing about goats. It was sort of like if you ran goats and the other team didn't, it just put you at such a huge advantage. And dive was never really like that because of like you say, kind of ran more on very high skill cap heroes. You know, Tracer, Genji, and Winston.
It's weird. Winston's such like a bizarre hero in my opinion, because like theoretically he's not that high of a skill cap, right? Because like you don't need to aim. You just but the mechanics to him, like knowing when to jump, bubbling, juggling with Primal, is possibly one of the hardest things in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I still can do it.
It's just like he's such a simple hero on paper, but when it comes down to actually playing him, he's so much different. Same with Ryan, in my opinion. Ryan's a little easier, but he's very mind gamey. You need to.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the things I like more about him.
I'd say a lot of it's based on reaction time, to be honest. If you can like reactively block sleeps and all that, then you're gonna do a lot better as Ryan than other tanks or other Ryan players, I suppose.
Definitely. Reactions and predictions, I think, are where the true Ryan players can like shine, because it's like it's good if you can react to a shatter coming in, but if you can predict it, you know, if you know that it's coming, you've been tracking his ult charge, like watching his fire strikes, or just you know when it's coming, it can be just such a big asset to your team.
Unfortunately, we're stuck with this enjoyable meta that everyone loves, involving Orisa. And
more like Borissa, am I right, chat?
I don't know, man. I just don't understand the direction they're taking with Orisa. Like, Fortify and Holt have always been her biggest problems, in my opinion. Mostly Fortify. It's just it feels like you shouldn't have both. You know, you shouldn't be immune to CC and have damage reduction, especially 50%, which is 40 now. So it is dialed back a little bit.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like you should have both. It's a little greedy, but then without them, I feel like it should just be terrible. So like, with the way the game's evolved, being so CC heavy, it feels like she needs them. But at the same time, I think I don't know. Maybe they could get rid of the damage reduction, because I feel like negating CC is pretty important for her kit. Because like it's weird. I don't know what you remove with Fortify. You'd have to like make it either a skill-based ability, like a timing one, or drastically increase the damage reduction to like 25 or something. I don't know. Orisa's hard to balance, in my opinion. You make her too weak and she's never played. You make her the way she is and she's ridiculously overtuned. So
I feel like that's just kind of how meta goes in this game, you know? It's like sometimes some heroes are more prominent and sometimes others are. And I feel like the balance I personally want Blizzard to have is like making sure that all heroes get their time to shine, you know?
The thing is, all metas have kind of been tank dependent. Other than Goats. Goats was mostly support dependent. Brig literally single-handedly made the meta, which is... They were certainly interesting days. Character could 1v1 almost anything in the game. Smile. There's also the Mercy period where she had almost 100% pick rate. That was but that's just because Mercy was overtuned as shit. Like if done right, you could get 4 instant reses in like 20 seconds. On top of like the speed Mercy could fly around that, it got halved to at some point, and she's still pretty fast in Val, but like got halved. So you know, I'm glad we're gone through that. She's in a good spot, definitely.
Yeah, as I say, I think you know, with the exception of the Baptiste new edition, I think most supports are in a pretty good place right now. I'm still not like amazingly happy with how easy it is to just punish Senya if you don't have the full support of your team. But like,
I feel the same way about Anna, man. I wish she's like maybe got back the speed boost or something similar in some way, but like it's hard to really know because back then it was really strong. Like it was ridiculously strong back then. But like
you speed boosted nano boosted Reinhardt, he was practically flying.
He went to like the speed of Hammond speed boosted while he was grappling. It was ridiculous. Because speed boost was stronger back then as well. It went faster.
Yeah, it was 50% instead of I believe it's 30 now, and it had the bigger range.
So like Old Overwatch was weird, man. But like at the same time, none of those metas felt like the older metas. None of them felt like you know, there was things you could do about them. You knew they were coming, etc., etc. It was like a combo everyone ran.
The meta like existed, and it was like a good thing, but it was never like if you don't run the meta, you're going to lose.
Then
like,
again, it might just be because I was like gold back then, and I was like, haha, game fun, lol, game fun. So,
I mean, I've pretty consistently been from. Well, I mean, I don't know. I suppose I was gold as well when I started, but like 2 seasons in, I got plat. And then since then, I sort of just been in the range of like 2700 to like 3k eventually. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like the game was more fun and more sort of versatile back then. Like, I didn't go into games knowing what was gonna happen. Like, I didn't go into games thinking, oh, well, double shield boys, you know what to do, pick the spam heroes, destroy the shield.
Yes,
like,
yes.
I just want the freedom of choice, you know? I don't want to feel restricted by a very dominant meta.
We're going in.
Now
Here we go though.
Hope it was enjoyable listening to 2 EU boys complain about all the metas we've had for about 15 minutes.
No one cares, bro.
I think we've seen some switches. 3 Inches of Doom is in. Amang is in, Skayu is back in, on DPS instead of tank this time.
Yeah, Fuel's in as well.
There's a little strategy VDA might employ here for the attack, which I'm excited to see. But we've got an entire defense or attack.
Before that.
They're on defense for BB.
Okay.
They're going to be running Bastion Hans over, so... the first pharmacy. The first pharmacy.
EU time, everybody.
EU special.
Attackers incoming in 30
I will
seconds.
say, even pharmacy, like, although it's still a pretty dominant strategy, it was so much worse back then, as far as, like, big splash damage, and, like, obviously Mercy in the stronger position she was before with stuff like her old
I think it's weird. Old Pharah used to benefit the Pharahs that couldn't aim as much. New Pharah benefits players who can direct a lot.
Yeah.
So like
you can direct.
It's a weird change. It made it harder for high healers in my opinion, but low healers it made it a little bit like more skill required. Right? It's gonna be sitting with the Bastion here again. On low ground, they haven't got high ground set up, which against the Pharah is probably for the best actually. Oh, if not, the Pharah just shot over shields and got that pick onto the Bastion. There's no res either, they bring him back up. I think Pharah was rocked though, and he was going to be taken down by Steve. So, 1-1, the res is there for swag though. Doom ended up going down, kind of swings, but the Mercy was rezzing, and the Honor, I guess, was reloading, so...
DPS Moira gets it.
The DPS Moira take the Pharah. You'd love to see it.
if that's what needs to happen. If your Bastion can't kill the Pharah, don't worry, the Moira's got it.
Well, she essentially is a hit scan. You don't need to aim as that hit scan either, so even better. Lolly's taken a bit more of a defensive position here. Hasn't got as many sight lines on the enemy team, but it's going to be a lot harder for the Pharah to like spam her down without like really taking a wide angle. They're going to be pushing for her tail here, and it means Lolly's a little cut out. But Roshi does it. Blaze taking 3 down. Orisa Qualify is there to keep him off. Gets anti-tail, forcing him back though. Shadow was definitely not skew getting 3 with the dragon.
And that's really good. That not only wins them the fight, but they also use nano, so it pretty much makes that all have to get no value. Even though they did have to use real
big shadow though, bro. That's the third big shadow. Or 4th. I'm not counting them. Did they switch off the Pharah? They did switch off the Pharah to double hit scan now. Double hit scanning is shields is questionable, but if you can get the angles, then it's not necessarily bad. Bastion does get swept behind me.
After this ball is going to come out, and the Fire Strike goes through, it's going to get anyone.
What's the bomb? The damage coming from that.
The Orisa takes ridiculous.
Oh, McCree!
Oh, but you get took out by the Bastion.
I'm gonna force him to go back a little bit here. Yeah, they really got that Bastion up in the back corner then, so it's gonna be a lot harder for Darkman to push in. They just slide him.
So it's going to be a little bit over halfway through his next shatter, and Dark Rays are going to have another couple hours here. But
the shield advantage is definitely there for VD. Well, the Bastion is constantly applying pressure onto the enemy shield. Shadow goes down, hits 2, looks like they're going to try and take out Wally there. She does go down, unfortunately.
He's in a really bad spot here.
He is kind of caught behind him team, but picks are coming through for Darkman. And he managed to get back to the team in time. That's probably going to be perfectly captured. So honestly, pretty big shadow from Cringe to the Jim, getting the Moira and the Bastion. He did get slightly taken out of position, but he had the support to keep him alive, and you know, VD kind of tried to peel back, but also had to contest the point, and they ended up losing a lot of numbers for it.
Yeah, I would say in the end, it doesn't matter how big your shadow is, if you win the fight then it was worth it.
That's not going to be coming in. Dragon, that's a cheeky dragon spot, unfortunately I don't really get anyone.
This
the lamp is there. No real chance to push. This is probably looking for a shadow here, he's playing quite aggro. The coalescence is there to allow him to play aggro. Unfortunately it misses real high. Kills there. Or big pot picking on both times. Fortunately it doesn't get either, but in the meantime Skew and Sewer get one each. This ends up winning, but Sewer gets his second. I'm probably going to close this fight out with just Moira and Mercy left on time.
Big damage.
Fortify her way back, and does manage to make it a safety. And we go up. A lot of Ulsies there though. 4.
Darkman's got a lot coming in.
They only really used Window, and that builds pretty quickly, so...
Yeah.
Bongo are going to be coming up to try and break this a little faster. Dragon's trying to zone them back. Rain takes a lot of damage from that, but he's going to get pinned when you go down here. Smart pin there from the splits. Going to leave them out.
So they are a good advantage push here, especially now that the Bongo's down.
Well, looked like Emang was looking for a Riz there for a second, but decided not to do.
So unfortunately, Darkman did use Bongo and Valkyrie at the same time, and wasn't able to win the fight off. But they did still have 3 hits. Won't make out 4.
That's a big dragon, separating the ranks from the rest of the team. Rich is going to pin him, I'm going to take out the way in time. The Shadow is there cancelling the coalescence too. Fortunately he can't pull off on the kills, but Boone is there to clean up a little bit, taking out Pinnacle and Blitz. I'm going to just got to push him pretty hard there. Fire Strike hitting the Moira. Honestly, Swag with the Dragon there separated a lot of the team. Ren was stuck on one side of the village, and he couldn't really back up because the Dragon was there. And 3 and Cheats just took advantage of that, pushing through the left side. Got the pin and shattered 3 people. Repair is going to be coming through there. Maybe I'll get a couple of people. Oh, the lamp is there! But there's enough damage to help the Fire Strike.
Sir getting a big eat there.
Swag has managed to make it up to the high ground. There's no one to really contest him. Stu has gone and taken the door, but unfortunately he loses it. Shadow coming through hits 2 people, but lamp is there. Both teams have like very low shields, so the Bastion coming back are going to be able to do a lot of damage just for a roll. Coalescence too, just going in for the aggro. He does manage to pin the Arista, but probably not the best target to take. They do end up getting 2 pixels instead of Dark Knight, but Stu coming back with his own pick. And Dragon Cart might be able to get a pick or 2. It does a lot of damage. It actually does end up killing him though, so he's separating the Rhine, which he's going to follow up on. Killmaker taking out Stu. His reign of terror has ended. But
still be anyone's fight here. Like a lot of picks going each way.
The tank and the support against the tank and the DPS with Wally's supporting fire from spawn is gonna end up making it so.
Gonna stabilize here.
And really just one fight left, to be honest.
Yeah,
a shatter on each team. Window Fire Strike could be big. A Flux. It honestly really depends on Shatter, in my opinion. Whatever Shadow ends up being the biggest, Dragon's going to come out on the side of Dark Knight and it's going to catch Sewer. Shadow doesn't confirm, unfortunately it's nothing. Gets charged in, gets antied and dies. So that's both teams down the tank. War's going to go down in front of the Bastion and immediately takes down 2 people. Rolly getting 3 picks this fight. Whilst just to play for the aggro and knocks down 3 people. Fortunately can't fall off on the spots, but it's enough to keep everyone off the point. And they didn't end up using Flux.
So Valkyries do manage to stop it just before they cap start, which is good for them because it gives them, you know, a win condition for this round.
One of my friends is watching the stream. Unfortunately, I can't see chat. I want to.
Don't worry, I'm on it.
He said hold up to his enemy strat. Shoot the enemy team, or that's how you win. Not wrong. So I think we're gonna see it, girls. The strat. We're not seeing the strat. But
oh no,
the Bastion is still.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're really committing to this Bastion. I mean, it's good for the. Oh, eat my words.
Attackers incoming.
Eat your words.
Seconds.
Yeah, they're not going to Bastion.
Oh, the main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I wasn't sure if they were
bamboozled.
Fully committed to this. Always Bastion strat, but no, it doesn't look. It doesn't seem like a good choice on a time.
I've got the hiccups again. Oh no.
Oh god, please. Please don't, bro. You killed me last time. Don't do it.
Uh-oh.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Gonna be pretty much running the same tank mounts on each team. It's kind of mirrored. We've got an Ursa on, not mirrored, reversed. They've got an Ursa right on attack still, and Sigma right on defense. We're pushing in for Lustig. Probably looking to take the high ground here, or Skew stays back and pokes in. He's gonna go in late. Maybe he does get picked up.
So unfortunate. The Mercy flies right into the enemy team.
Ends up taking a pick. Oh,
Sigma's
Sigma's just strolling up behind them, gets a rock off, and goes back to his team. Unfortunately, he has to use both cooldowns to get back to safety.
Yeah, and, this and his shield is
just kind of waiting for a respawn. So he's going to be pushing through the back of, I believe this isn't Hotel. I'm not sure what this is. I'm just its place. And they're going to be setting up where they more or less have their battle set up. Swag getting out Skew though, who was on his way back from respawning, so it's pretty big. Lolly's also like on her own trying to deal with Swag, so they're down most DPS for the frontline fight here. Shadow coming through, it does get blocked unfortunately though. Coalescence is out, and we are going to be able to push pretty aggressively with it. I don't think the fight was a single hit, a symmetric hit.
Very fast. And a fire comes out for
Skew.
Get into position.
Oh, does look like he's getting a bit low here. Yep, he is going to go down. But
The
they managed to get
support.
the bats.
There's a boss bit ults really quickly on the side of the support had tanked kind of. Looks had his shadow pretty early. Unfortunately it got blocked. Otherwise it would have been I believe 3 people. Putting the results back quick. Oh, Simwa is gonna come up, probably forcing them back a little bit here. Fridge is gonna look for a shadow, it does get blocked though. He does go for a pin and might get punished for it. Sewer does end up getting caught out though. And Lolly gets some by the aggression. Gonna be playing a little bit aggro here. Baiting our wall is actually really smart, so they don't lose their reign early on the fight, which would have been quite bad. But it is thrown, only just Hondo though. It is getting a pick with the spammy spams on
The Sims
Often I believe that might hit a lot of people, only the Moira unfortunately, which is just able to fade out. Rain pins in and managed to get made. He might have gone down, but the immortality is there to keep him up, and the res going on for swag, so not really down enough anymore. They still have Shabby, he has no show or health ready to really do it. But with the enemy rain down, he's gonna push in, gets 2 people shattered.
He's still done by the
That's gonna probably win that fight for him. He's gonna get the pin onto Diz, and they're gonna get past this first choke on King's Row Streets. Pushing forwards here to get as much space as they possibly can while leaving someone on point 2. Oh, ready Lucio. Look at him go. Supports can kill. I like this. How far they're playing up is
yeah,
nice.
I was gonna say, just leaving the hands on cart as well. They're most ranged here. Is a good idea.
Unfortunately, Bliss does come back with the dragon is there to like force them back, and I believe that it doesn't get anyone. There's a lot of damage to the back lane though.
Yeah.
And they're more or less going to cap all of streets without really being contested because of that very far forward.
Fights in one round. You don't want to do that. And it looks like Valkyrie are going to be getting
they got off point. Okay.
Yeah, they got off.
That was quite a smart play, if I'm completely honest. Pushing up that far? Because they spent a lot of time at that initial choke on streets, but they essentially got through the rest of it without any issue. They just pushed up, got the early corner. They're going to take 2 casualties here, but probably not going to lose this fight. Shadow is going to hitting 3 people, but there's no way to follow up. Matrix this one through. It's going to force them back. May will just to cover their escape. Bliss just uses Shadow, but he's already halfway to another one, and
yeah, big fire strikes coming through from him.
Because the hold that could become big opening.
Probably forced ledge here.
Big glitter coming in. Shadow does get used, but I don't think it hits anyone. Fortify just blocks it. But there's a blue that just freezes him. You're gonna be able to play really aggro here. Riptide is used. Tries to get on the high ground. Almost broken, but the shield is there to cover it. Suho taking Riptide just before he gets blitz. Fuel and Swag taking with supports for VD, so they can't play anywhere near as aggressively as they're like another Bob in play. That's essentially an extra play.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to shield the bot.
But in all fairness, they got a lot of ults out of Dark Mount.
Yeah, I was gonna say they lose that fight there, but they're in a really prime position. If they have 3 minutes, you know, they can start, and they're this close to their win condition. They can just build on.
All they really need is one good fight, and they more likely take the map. Once again, I think it's going to be mostly down to Shadow. The big hole, almost gets this, but he managed to just get one onto the real line. The one unfortunate thing for VD here is there's a lot of damage going on to the range shield, and the Shadow is going to come from gets 4 people. That's going to pretty much close up the fight right then and there, unless they can stabilize here. But he's just going to swing and swing and swing. Matrix is used to try and finish up some of these kills.
This is
actually needed.
They use Shatter and they use Batteries as well. Those are like 2 good ults to get out of them, so you can just like push in with your next one.
And they have
are coming up.
5 orcs coming up on this next fight too, so... Oh, shot hitting 3 people! I don't think I was able to follow up. The dragon is there. It separates the Reinhardt. He could definitely die here. Goes come through Riptide, trying to come through the window. He gets stuck a little bit. It's just waiting for the Eiffel to wait. Oh, Blair's getting the fire straight onto the target. He's going to be pushing the Pelican here with the Eiffel, and that's going to just meld through the front line of Dark Melt. Rez is going to try and come onto Swag, and it does go through. And they do end up losing 2 people. Bob going to be on point to contest a little bit while they wait for their tanks to come back. And Doan taking another person down.
This is a lost fight.
They controlled that surprisingly well. The fight was quite bad at the start for Dark Melt. Initially having like 2 or 3 people instantly die. And they managed to come back with a res and all the other picks. Quite a few also used there too as well from VDA.
We are entering last fight territory as well.
Bastion is going to be coming out. Not really any angles what we can get here. Bongo also going to be used. We managed to take out the Ash on high ground, and the Mercy isn't going to be able to res it because Siu goes up there to contest him. Shadow does come through, but he gets blocked by the Arista shield. Oh, the Matrix. The Matrix does a lot of damage onto the Bastion from backline. Fortunately, Vicky gets so far, but so close. Again, we're going to end up losing on the final straw, really.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but it's going to go the way of that man. Doctor wins.
Doctor wins, bro. That's their name.
Play of the game.
Skew. I believe this is like the Freeman Dragon. Yes, in Hotel.
Through Hotel.
Yes.
Back of the shatter, wasn't it?
Look at that. Just deletes the back line. Oh, no. Holy shit.
40,000 damage! What? Oh my goodness!
That's not even the team that had the Bastion as well. That's the best thing.
No! That's incredible! That's so much damage.
Last map is real.
Hold on.
Oh,
I need to do some maths here, guys.
Maths, bro. Everyone likes maths. Ooh. He's doing a thing.
Oh, I did the maths wrong.
Oh, he did it wrong, dude. How could he?
Okay, that means the Reinhardt had his full shield HP from full HP all the way down to 0 broken 25 times.
Thanks for the math facts.
You're welcome.
Please subscribe to math facts.
Always on lock with a math fact. Guys, if you like maths facts, subscribe to my YouTube. mathsfacts.png.
.png. Why not a JPEG, bro? Come on.
Bro, don't ever say that to me again. You're gonna come at me with JPEGs.
Do you have GIFs or GIFs, bro? Which one?
Dude, I don't know, like, I've seen things like saying that the correct way to say it is GIF, but I just, I can't.
The person who made it did say it is GIFs, yeah, but everyone just calls it GIF.
Made it a big dummy dum dum. Small PP. I'm gonna call it GIF until I die.
So essentially the series is over, but we do have one more map.
Yeah.
A lot of maps have been pretty close, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it hasn't really been a one-sided affair at all. They've been, like, that map there, they got so close to the end. The control point was a 2-1. They captured both points in their attacking round on the 2CP as well, yeah.
Yosh. I really want to go get some water quick while we're waiting in lobby. Is that okay? Can you?
Oh, of course, bro. I'll keep the
Thanks,
fans
bro.
entertained.
The fans, dude. Okay.
Okay, Rialto. What do we see on Rialto? I'm wondering if there's going to be any epic environmentals on that first point. You always love to see those. Obviously, a lot of ways to get them. You can get them with the Lucios, the Orissas, the Hogs, the Pharas. Another good Phara map as well, Rialto, just because like, especially if you're like attacking on first point, there's like quite a few buildings that you can sort of use for cover. A good Widow map too, because it has a lot of long sight lines, a lot of good positions to hold. We have seen Lolly on the Valkyrie's descent side run a lot of Bastion on this map. So
Howdy.
I'd be surprised if that came out again. Hello, hello.
Nothing better than a little bit of tap water to quench your thirst. This is sponsored by British Tap Water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, nothing better than labelless water. With no brand attachments at all.
Please continue with whatever you were saying, bro.
Well, I talked a little bit about environmentals on the first map, on the first point of Rialto, and then I'm talking about just like I talked about how Pharah is good on first point because she can sort of like there's a lot of like space in the sky for her. Like there's a couple of buildings you can work around.
Pharah's pretty good on all points, to be honest.
Yeah,
a little bit weaker if they take a forward hold on second point, because it's very out in the open. But there's a lot of high roofs on Rialto.
I think Widow in particular is pretty strong on this map. A lot of long sight lines that you can just sit at the end of and not really feel too threatened by anyone attacking you.
I think Widow's horrible, but that's because I can't aim.
Well, on paper, Widow's pretty good on this map.
If you have the aim of Carpe, yeah, she's pretty solid.
Guys, always take what we say with a grain of salt. Like, we have not, you know, we're no Carpes yet. I am not Jane Overwatch, as you may have mistakenly thought.
Definitely sound very Canadian, man. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, maple syrup, eh?
Okay, dude, that's kind of racist.
How can you be racist towards a country?
I don't know, dude. What is it then? Xenophobic?
I don't know. I'm stupid, bro.
I'm not. I don't only like maths, guys. I also like general knowledge. So here's one for you. Xenophobia is the fear of people from places other than where you're from.
Oh.
Yeah, the more you know.
Oh. I'm gonna drink some more water, bro. I'm thirsty as shit.
Yeah. I'm just checking the ratings of all these players. Looks pretty good.
You mentioned Widow. I don't know how to say that name. I think it's Mary Solus, I believe. She plays Widow. So
yeah.
might see it. You might see the Widowmaker.
Yeah, it would be exciting to see. I always like Widow gameplay. Of course, I'm more expectant of maybe Torbjorn, Hanzo, Ashe, these sort of things.
You're expecting Torbjorn? Or?
I'm hoping for Torbjorn, but like...
Everyone likes a bit of Torb, dude. Especially when that hammer comes out into play. That's
this Valkyrie team,
that's,
you know, every now and again they get a bit crazy. So, I wouldn't be surprised.
Positively mental, yeah?
Go bonkers, yeah?
I feel like we've talked about too much dumb shit, and now I don't know what to talk about until the game's actually on, so I apologize for the massive drop in what was already bad quality.
I apologize for nothing. You guys are...
Or
No, you're pretty great. I love you guys.
we have got some switches for Dark Mount. Lupus, I think this is his first map played, and 3 Inches of Doom is coming in instead of King J Rex Brew. And I don't know if there's any order to like. Well, I know there's an order like top 2 tanks, but I don't know if it's like off tank, main tank type of thing. So
yeah,
I don't think it is though. So we could. They're all changing. Oh no, they're not all changing back to Bob. Tanoco is saying no.
This is the
Why is it
riveting
taking so long, bro?
Start the game, bro. I need to talk about something.
So I had a sandwich earlier today, and
it's very cool.
I didn't have a sandwich earlier today. I lied. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I got this, bro. I had a sandwich earlier today. I actually did. I had multiple sandwiches today.
Multiple.
Cheese and onion sandwich. Well, I had like a... I went to Lidl and I got a cheese and onion sandwich, and I got like a triple selection thing. So one was... Oh, yeah, game started. My god, we'll come back to that sandwich story later when there's a lull.
We gotta learn, and there's 30 seconds before the teams are ready, bro. Continue, I want to hear the sandwich story.
It had 3 in it. It was like a chicken salad, a BLT, and a prawn mayo.
Oh. Sounds
Oh,
exotic.
you like prawn?
Corn, like sweet corn. Sweet corn's amazing.
No, prawn.
Oh, prawn.
Prawn mayo.
Prawn
Like
mayo.
the seafood.
Seafood. I don't know. I've never really been interested in prawn. They look weird, so I don't like to eat them.
Yeah, they're kind of good, but I think like it's the sort of thing you can't like have often. You know, it's something you just have every once in a while, and you're like, nice.
I feel like prawn mixes better with other foods, you know, like rice. Prawn on its own, it just I look at it and I'm just like, I don't want to eat that, dude.
My first instance of having prawn was when I had scampi. Scampi's incredible.
The 2 best tanks in the game have been locked in, dude. Monkey and Ryan.
Attackers incoming in 30
And we actually got I believe, our first Zarya of the day.
It is the first Zarya.
Interesting. A lot of Rhyme, but this is the first Zarya. Nice.
My controller's dying.
That is definitely not poggers.
It is not, but it should be fine. You know what? I'm happy to see the monkey.
Yeah, as I say, Valkyrie are going to be on the attack first, with a bit of a weird comp, not gonna lie. The monkey, the Rhine, the widow, the fire.
It's a lot of long-range poke, and there can be a lot of pressure applied from Sewer, to be honest. Especially against the... Oh, he gets walled off, he does manage to slide through the gap though.
Through though.
Fish does get picked though by Izamukit.
Yeah.
This is going to be frozen and go down, and so is Sewer.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming in here. That discard coming in, like you were saying before, just, it's crazy how much you can do for a team.
Extra damage just wipes.
Yeah, I believe it's 33% more damage taken. The target
is 25.
Is it 25?
It used to be 30, but I got nerfed to 25.
I think maybe Mercy's damage boost is like a 33 then.
Mercy's is 30.
Okay, well I know there's a 30, so that's fine. Listen guys, I've been playing
They're gonna be TPing onto the high ground there, so shot the Widow. Oh, I don't know how the Rhine got up there. I won't lie, kind of bamboozled me. Matrix is going to be coming out. Is not in the best position really. Skew is going to be taking out Swag with a sniper. That's a big shot hitting 3 people. All kind of stopping some of the follow-up, but it doesn't matter. The follow-up is there, and so is the picks. You know what?
The Batbeast got really lucky there. The ring pinned and he like bounced on his head instead of getting pinned by him. He was pretty close.
You know, little tip for aspiring Ryan players, or not even aspiring Ryan players, just anyone who wants to know why Ryan's dumb and you bounce. If people jump when you try and pin, odds are they are going to bounce because their hitbox is just stuck and elevated. That's a big shot hitting 3 people.
Big shot! 3 man! Actually gonna
no more
do
talk
so
about
much.
Ryan. Not allowed.
Yeah.
They didn't really get the follow-up, but they did lose the main tank because of it, and it is gonna end up forcing VDA back. Swag ends up taking out Skyu, but actually just accepting her death.
Yeah, smart
Fight's
play,
lost,
honest.
no point in getting staggered.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't do you any good to die later.
It's
Like,
never good
you
to
wait
die
longer
5
for your-
seconds later. Someone was gonna open out this fight with a Coalescence 2. Dragon is used to encounter. The grab is used, it only hits the Sim. It does manage to get Soldier and Simba. Another big shadow hitting both tanks. I don't think there's any way to follow because of the blizzard though.
Blizzard completely negates the shatter, saves everyone that got hit. But the back cap! Oh, the back cap! Oh my god!
Who was it? Who was it? Was it Skew? I think it was Skew. Oh, the rain pin. What a rain pin.
Oh. On the edge of the world. And even better for them, they're actually going to be able to get the picks here, so they're not going to be held in spawn for any time, they're just going to be immediately moving this car.
Like to say, I definitely have good awareness, and
I only noticed when it was like 3 meters away, so I was like, what?
maybe we gotta pick on Swag Monster here. He's kind of alone, and he does have to go down.
Really
Unfortunately,
aggressive.
there is a trade made.
Trade for that, that's not a trade you
Mail
want.
coming up, slowing the push down. Bongo is out, so the war isn't gonna last that long. Mail trying to block off the rain, he's gonna get missed, but Sewer doesn't take out 3 into the Doom. You're gonna be pushing through the aggro here. Ice Block is used by Mare. So there's no defensive ability if she goes a bit too far. The wall of blocking off the Rhine is insane. The pin too. Almost immediately. Shadow hits 3 people. Swag ends up taking out Skew. And Trans is going to come in time to keep the rest of the team alive.
Mortality goes down.
Big hope when everyone be able to fire straight. But the Rhine is back. He's in fact back in the enemy team. He's going to be able to stabilize here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rang was getting pressured from all angles there, had the Mei, the Zarya. It's just unfortunate.
And they managed to save both tank hulks for that fight too, so they have a grab ready for next fight. Blizzard's pretty close, so they can definitely come with that in one of the upcoming fights. All shatters have been big so far. Not all, some have been blocked, but most shatters that do land have been pretty big. It's just whether they get followed up or not. Oh, that's a bad
that's a good
person to lose early on. All the energy from that Zarya is going to be gone back down to 0.
Yeah.
And they no longer have the grab in place from the rest of the fight. Rise are going to come out and force it out land. Don't dive though, you can't get behind the shield time.
Taken out. That's not this
So it takes
for
a
you.
swag. And they do have 3 ults this fight. Blizzard is going to be used. Oh, that's a big shatter in the Blizzard combo. But they managed to pull up on it on time. They used 3 ults for that fight though, just to stabilize. They still do have a combo on its way up there. The Hanzo is just 20% away from the Dragon Strike. So
Yeah.
definitely, I'd say it's definitely worth to use those 3 ults there to stabilize. It could have been quite risky.
Oh, that's such a bad pick.
That's another pick you really don't want to happen. And then I think Bliss is gonna get tilted too. He is walled off by Mei. Managed to get kept alive though by
Get enough
Hekashiga.
heals.
They're gonna be pushing high ground. maybe the main choke just isn't working for them, trying to, I suppose, avoid the Mabel, which is smart in fairness, but this last fight, Grab does come through, but it only hits May, and I think the Chance Dragon was cancelled by Blitz's pin. It forced him quite out of position here. Two big damage outs coming out along with the Bongo and the Blitz.
Both teams want to win.
Both teams, yeah.
Actually, it looks like Valkyrie are going to be able to do it.
I get so confused on which team's which because the colours keep flipping. I thought that was Dark Knight using every up there, but it was really. They might. This has a shatter here. It is big. It hits four people.
Incredible.
The Mabel blocking him off just in time. Shadow comes through. The pin out of position. He does get the trans in time though. Ends up getting frozen. Field taking out Sky, who's gonna hopefully be able to stabilize the fight for his team here. May's gonna really locked off. He does get pinned by Blitz. Red Arrow coming out of Ice Block. A pin goes on to Sewer, and that's gonna almost immediately beat him. Diz does get frozen. The Immortality is there to keep him alive. Maybe tries to block him off, but unfortunately it doesn't catch him. Pin going on to Izumu. But they're gonna stabilize here just for capping the second, losing the second point.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Valkyrie.
I feel like that's been a lot of this Valkyrie, to be honest. They're always so close, but just not close enough.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that one in particular seemed like a very hectic round.
There was a lot going on, yeah.
Yeah, it was just sort of ults galore, like.
There was a lot of Reigns just pinning, getting a kill.
Yeah, a lot of shatters. There must have been like at least 6 shatters in that round.
All of them were pretty big as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe only one of them got less than 2 people. There was like the one solo shatter onto the Rhine he got there near the end, and I think the rest of them have been 3 rounds.
Yeah. Those are 2 men.
No, was there? Okay.
Quite big shatters across the board, you know? Oh,
Yeah.
the Torbjorn.
I knew it. I predicted it, bro. This guys. This is what happens when you play Rhine for like 8 seasons. You see everything coming a mile away.
Playing Rhine gives you powers,
predictive
skills, future seeing abilities. You know.
I mean, I feel like you're trying to think of the word for it, and I know there is a word for it, but I can't think of it either.
I think that's it, right? Omniscient being?
I don't know.
I know it's something.
Yeah. Omnipotent.
Oh,
I believe.
Skew think they're both for snipers alone.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like, you know what? No, you're not allowed to push.
Yeah,
we're
just
still
like,
gonna
no.
try and push the pace a little bit here. Is being contested by Blitz, so and he's got the ult to keep him up for any damage.
A lot of early picks coming out from Valkyrie.
And they're staggered kills too, so
yeah, I was gonna say not like
time.
team kills, which is like better for you in the long run because you want more time between kills so that the timer fits.
Looks like they're going to be taking a different approach round. Mei and Zarya are going to be on the flank, and so far they're not aware. I think Hacho did spot it and did call out. She has to use Lamp to keep herself alive. And the rest of VDA is going to rotate back to help her. But they're kind of being attacked from 2 different angles here. Swag is going to take out Sewer, leaving VDA without a main tank. Lupus, I didn't see it, so he's just going to get splash damage. Accidentally killed himself. Hook goes on to Blitz. Hook comes out from Blitz and gets Izumu. Payload's still moving though. They can't really contest without the main tank.
Valkyrie are running their own Zenyatta as well, so they're going to be even on this one.
Blitz is playing the goo. Blitz is playing the Tracer variant of Roadhog. You're never a good team, you always flank. That's the only way to play Roadhog.
Always flank.
Always flank. It looks like Darkman are going to be taking this fight. They don't really managing to pick Sewer, and they might be able to get Blitz here. He has got the Discord on him, but he does take River and just get out in time.
Yeah.
They switched off the Arista to a Rhine now, and Blitz is going to try and get another pick there, but he doesn't get it. He's going to rotate back to point to contest it a little bit. Both of them Talifa's coming out. Keisha gets frozen and taken down. Mizumi getting a kill into Blitz. Dragon going up the point and might be able to get into it. It does force out Trans to keep anyone alive. Dragon affects into a skew. And a counter Dragon coming out and a counter Trans coming out too. Trying to keep Sewer alive. Sewer gets a free man shatter. Is he able to... okay, that's not someone in the game. There's just so many big shadows in and out. Both teams kind of missing people, but the respawns have came back. Blizz getting another hook on the Izumu. The Blizzard grab is going to be there. I think.
Just to secure this point.
Blitz is on the flank. He managed to hook Zarya. Bubble is there to keep him alive a little longer. Sewer makes it back, just charging through. They managed to stabilize.
Here, they're able to, keep on.
I think a big part of that was because of the Trans keeping Sewer alive just long enough to shatter. It didn't really get any picks in the long. I think it did get a couple picks. It did get picks in the long run. But,
yeah, I believe he did get one, but it was more just like we've been saying, the time. Time is like very important commodity in this game.
They are gonna unfortunately lose two on the side of VD. Ho gonna push people back, trying to.
Pin comes in. He's taking someone with him, taking a miles away.
Someone's contesting Car. Skew's just hiding behind Car. They do end up taking him down. And Sewer tries to come into the contest, grabbing as much as they can. We're gonna have 3 minutes to get the second point. Or almost all of the second point of Rialto. Blisters are gonna get staggered pretty badly here. And they might chase Mare here. It looks like Swagger's gonna go for the chase onto Mare. They might get on time. Oh! We got there. Oh! There's two supports down. This is really bad for them. It looks like they are gonna take the fight, but it's not going in their favor at all. Dragon coming through. Unfortunately, the Dragon started a little bit further than Skew was, so it didn't kill him. Blizzard, three-man Blizzard. Hopefully someone's gonna follow up on it. It looks like Zarya's gonna attempt to. He does manage to get one. He's getting two. It's a really bad fight to be in, and a situation to be in if you're VD. Trans is there to stop the. It could be a big shadow, maybe. You're getting 3 people. Grab, oh, the Dragon recovered the grab follow-up. That's honestly huge from Sue. Shadow only hitting 1, but is definitely followed up on. Much easier follow up on the one-man shot. Wall comes out, almost trying to get Sewer, but it doesn't. They do end up picking Blitz though. This is a really scrappy fight. Pin does come out, unfortunately they don't hit anyone. Wall is there. Coalescence is used, but there's no one behind the main wall, they've all just backed off, so maybe not the best use of Coalescence. It does for 8 damage over, and that is going to do enough damage to allow Skew to get the headshot one tap onto Izumu.
Yeah, and Dan's a very slow moving character as well, so he won't be back for a while.
They're definitely going to have to wait a little bit, and considering they got pretty far with their first initial push in the Sagas, they only have 1 minute left now to get this last one. Looks like another hook crossing out Ice Block. She is on paper though, no one's really contesting it. Skew getting another pick, so unfortunately doesn't go down. That leaves him right at main tank, and Diz has his shadow, so this could be a really bad situation for VD right here. It looks like he's going to look for the shadow. Lamp is down. Could be a 3-man shadow potentially. He does get hooked, but Bubble is there to keep him alive. Torval on point just to slow them down a little bit. Torval also coming through. Oh, both holds defensively gets 1 each. May a nice spot, and she does go down. This could be.
And now, this is so good. If they push this, this would be amazing because you get those 3 picks, and then they definitely won't be able to contest.
Looks like Hugh did try and go for the pick, and Blitz tried to go for a hook there, but he's gonna pay for his life here. That's quite a bad situation. Dragon is gonna be thrown at Cart. Sewer jumps in and he's zoned up. He managed to block the shot just barely in time. He does unfortunately get pinned onto the payload. Hydron coming up from behind, it could be big. It gets two pretty vital picks here. Interesting pick on Skew, but he's done enough work. He's done enough work. Blizzard's coming through. Blizzard's getting another hook onto Izumu. He has to try and get the point, and he walks into the Blizzard voluntarily just to try and contest. So having it back, he has a shadow hits. Unfortunately misses everyone. But it's just Diz alone on point, and he does unfortunately go down, meaning the 4th map is gonna end up going to VDA Academy, and they're gonna take at least one map in this series.
Yeah, not gonna get 4-0'd at least, which is probably better than the alternative for them.
Play of the game.
Or Baptiste play.
Baptiste play. Filmmaker de la Solution. Look at these frozen boys. Did it. Got the emote from me. She thought she had played the game. Baptiste had it. I'm sorry. You've been yoinked.
10k? Oh, okay, never mind.
You have a 10k trans healing, is that what you thought it said?
Like, that's crazy, bro. Oh. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of that series. 3-1 to Darkman.
Yes, yes. It was fun casting. My
Yeah.
throat is very dry.
Good thing you got that
Nameless
cat
water. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can end the stream now, so have a good day,
Thanks for
gamers.
watching, everyone.
Yoink some SR, just slurp it, you know. And I'ma head out.